When you get bent, now they don't fit your face, and it's like.
And you're ready.
I'm right.
And then
I had the
and when you
department
put your,
here
yeah, when you
today,
put
lay
your
down
hair
this
wire
and that
ones, and then you got two
strategy.
strings sticking out.
Sure, it was very
They're already
exciting.
losing enough hair up there. I don't know.
I passed out candy.
Well, then I bet they were.
From what they're
Was that
saying.
worth the budget? Aren't they?
Just about.
So fun.
Yeah.
I'm teaching us to slap at the provost, he comes.
You guys are big teams.
Yeah, we need to put a laboratory, that's the problem, and we're R1 research institute, so you gotta produce so many PhDs, otherwise you lose that moniker status. But that's why they pay provost big money.
That's okay. I was literally doing my staff meeting next week, and I'm waiting to tell something about it. Because I already knew, and I tried to fix it.
Yeah.
Nice guy,
So
how's it going?
no, things from the last meeting, I was like, oh, Katrina's looking at it. I was like,
And I went.
Maybe I
went
should
right
stay
then
away
and
from you two
told him, I
guys.
said, "I need your help," and he said, "That sounds good, and I'll check it out, and then, when is it open late?
I had a head cold.
Tomorrow night,
Months ago.
7,
Okay, and then,
5.
okay, I've
Oh,
been
yeah,
doing
Tuesday,
this weekend.
Wednesdays, like.
Sounds very nice.
He is, works till 6
Jack
a.m.
Daniels?
No, yeah, right, I wish. No, a little bit of night club, because, you know, because I'm a lightweight.
Works every time, you know.
If not, if he's like, if any morning's closed, let me know, then I can.
Once in a while I do a standby to see some better.
Vanilla extracts.
No,
That's what I'm gonna do.
actually, that's what I'll do, don't worry, don't even worry about it. He's coming at some point to fix our hatch, so he might.
Yeah, you can.
Kent has done is he has taken felt that sticks nicely to the thing, and then shaped it.
It's been quite a while.
Has it been a while
Like
since
two
you've
different
been
heights,
one
we
of
have like
those?
a thick felt that sticks right to the thing, doesn't hurt anything, and then just shape it. Right in there, nice tight snug, it doesn't push the door open. I think that'd be the best thing, because you've already done the bottom.
Yeah,
I don't wanna see daylight when you're at the door. The front door?
yeah, the kids are.
It's like all insulation there.
I fixed the thing, I'm gonna talk to Kevin, I was just saying, he's coming to fix the hatch
Couple
anyway.
things got whacked in it. I think they said that.
Yeah.
I had, yeah, there were a couple that I had.
A couple of things. I don't think I'm
Yeah, keep it.
not off the
So much prettier, but it's also not pretty.
It's not finalized.
Okay, so this is, they have this.
Yeah, because that
This
is
is in you.
such a daylight, and you're not gonna do full signage until we get it.
No,
So it wasn't really.
Promoted.
I'm on it.
I'm
I'm slow, but I'm on it.
You asked Kevin, I'm not Ken, forgets to at first minute. You don't know about each
Of course,
other.
it wasn't really.
We
No,
can't
no,
tell.
no.
Because I did ask him.
Got 70.
Sounds like it.
They're gonna spend it.
Yeah.
One time. It's not changed the golf and dinner. Yeah, I do remember the numbers. I've taken the strap, me and Jackson, have got haunted houses. Return to the hard way. Got some ice cream.
Quiet before the storm.
Sell 2 minutes. I would thought they'd be like, guys, you sell 2 minutes, you're doing a good job.
Very much. I know that Karen and Steve, Chuck and I, talk to you about it. Yeah, I was freezing my mouth. I'm assuming they're gonna wave their hands.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured. When I hear from them about that, then I make sure we have to do this. You did? Part of that mutual.
What are you gonna do with all that money? You can afford to buy a new boat in 20 years. Do they give you discounts to work there? That's very affordable. Sell that. Can you take a minute?
Yes.
So you took out the strap of beating over here because it's on the line.
National Library Trustee Association. They're gonna do it. Yeah. I'm really excited about
You said it's something new?
No.
No, not since.
but initially I had multiple people looking at it, that
Midway on
we
this.
So the one
decided it
that-
was perfect, and then
The
someone.
one that's on the website though is the correct one, so that's the one I downloaded. That's me.
Just giggling back here.
Maybe 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Too much.
It's 6 o'clock. My voice is gonna give out at some point, so. It's 6 o'clock in the town of Lee, New Hampshire, January 20th, 2026. That made Denise happy. Public comment, if you have a comment, please come to the podium. You have 3 minutes to address your comments to the board and not to the audience. Any take? Mr. Tappan.
John Tappan, 177 Science Road. At its last meeting, the select board approved of using $700,000 of unassigned fund balance as a funding source of 5 warrant articles, not including the $20,000 for a contingency fund. There are 5 problems with this proposed use of unassigned fund balance. Problem 1, $700,000 will reduce the 2026 town tax rate by about 94 cents. But this is a trick that cannot be repeated. Budgets keep going up, total appropriations keep going up, but fund balance is not replenished in anywhere near $700,000 per year. In 2027, with less fund balance to offset taxes and the increased expenditures that we cannot control, the taxes in 2027 would likely see a very large jump. Problem 2, although the treasurer recommends a minimum of $1.5 million, that amount is lower than the minimum recommended by NHGFOA. And even at $2.2 million, there were cash flow issues raised just 2 months ago. Problem 3, the select board has not figured out yet how to pay for rebuilding bridges, which have been predicted to cost $2.5 million and must be fully paid before the state will reimburse 80% of the cost. The reserve fund balance is not close to this amount, so either unassigned fund balance or a loan will be needed. Problem number 4, an adequate unassigned fund balance and its proper management is critical to the town's credit rating. A sudden reduction raises questions. With the likely need for financing an office building and other town building needs, now is a bad time for a sudden fund balance reduction. And problem 5, this use of unassigned fund balance is contrary to the fund balance policy that you approved just 4 months ago. That policy states, quote, "It is essential that the town maintain adequate levels of unassigned fund balance to mitigate financial risk that can occur from unforeseen revenue fluctuations, unanticipated expenditure emergencies, and the like. The fund balance also provides cash flow liquidity." The policy concludes with, quote, "The Board of Selectmen will strive to maintain an unassigned fund balance equal to 10% of the town's annual appropriation." With a total appropriation of more than $24 million, the goal for unassigned fund balance of 10% is $2,416,000. If the board was following its own policy, it would be figuring out how to add $200,000 to the unassigned fund balance, not subtracting $700,000.
Thank you. Anybody else? Going once, and twice. So, the lady in the front row that's smiling. Okay. You okay? Okay, all right. I thought you said something.
Not yet.
And he was chuckling at you, talking about the lady in the front row, smiling.
Oh,
I thought she was going to.
no jokes, please.
No jokes.
All right, open up the third budget hearing. Do we have a presentation from?
I have the budget reflecting the changes that were made at the last select board meeting.
Yep.
I'm not sure, what individual board members want to do to this. I do know that there are at least 2 department heads who would like to address the board about changes made last week.
Maybe we go section by section, because I have a couple of comments as well.
Yep, we can.
I don't want to jump
I
around.
think section by section would be good because there were some changes that I didn't know about and there's a reason why.
Yep, okay. Sure. Not much change to the government executive things that reflects the 2.5% increase in salary essentially. Elections and registrations, the big change here from last week is there was $10,000 in this line earmarked to buy a new voting machine, which the state would like us to buy, would like all towns to replace on a regular schedule. We have $7,000 in this year's budget for that purpose, and the machine is going to cost about $7,000. So the town clerk is happy to reduce that line to $3,000, which would cover some other expenses that they are going to have with the new voting machine.
And where is the programming cost in here?
I believe that's part of the $3,000, that there are some ancillary costs with the new machine. Moving down a little bit, because the current deputy town clerk, the former town clerk, is planning on leaving by June 1st at the latest, we reduced that line to $5,000. She's going to be on call to come back to cover for vacations, that sort of thing. So $5,000 was left in the line. We're in the process of hiring an assistant. We've got one more candidate to interview. I expect that to happen, to make a job offer within the next 3 weeks or so. So that's the $40,000 for that position. The town clerk tax collector salary is the $65,000 plus the 2.5% increase across the board. Financial administration, there were several small changes made. Overtime wages were reduced.
I have a question about one of these.
Yeah.
So last week, Fletchman Course said that we should reduce the M&R, but looking at fiscal year '26 to date, we've already spent money in that. What is that line?
It's maintenance and repair for things that are not under warranty related to finance.
I don't know that we should reduce that then. We have already spent $235 this year.
So what's your recommendation?
Now we put it back to the requested $250.
Good.
Are you two in agreement?
Yes.
Yes. Do you know?
I'm sorry?
I don't know if you have anything else to say.
No.
There wasn't much change to the rest of these. No, I can't change it on this.
Oh.
This is static.
How are we gonna get a final number then if we can't change it anywhere?
I'm going to get to the office tomorrow morning and make these changes. I have to make them on the state website, I have to make them on our website, and then I'm going to need at least 2 of you to sign off on an official budget.
But they need to vote tonight on the bottom number.
You need to make a motion and vote on the bottom number tonight, but I don't have the ability to print the 3 forms that we need signed tonight at the meeting.
Do you have the ability to calculate the bottom number tonight?
Yep,
Okay.
we're gonna have to.
All right.
I can, depending on how many changes you anticipate making,
I don't.
I can try to sign into the system live.
I guess you can just keep it running total. Right now it's plus 250.
Right.
Correct.
Next.
Moving on, we've got revaluation of property, that's the assessor's cost. Legal expenses, this was reduced to $10,000 last week from 15. We haven't spent close to 15 the last few years. One action could put us well over that. It's sort of like welfare, we're gonna be obligated to pay it regardless of what we've got in that slot, but. Personnel, obviously, the big jump here is the anticipated cost in health insurance. Planning and zoning, I believe the planning and zoning director wanted to address legal expense.
Good evening.
Did she get a promotion?
So my legal
Administrator.
line item covers legal expenses for all building and planning expenses and like the conservation, anything related to land and buildings. So I would request, please, it goes back up to 10,000. I just made some quick little notes of what's, currently we're working on a easement for the two drainage easement in James Farm. One drainage easement in Tamarack, which will mostly be paid for out of the cistern fund, but I don't want to plan for 100%. Decatur Drive is an easement. Clement Way is a complicated easement that has to do with the Conservation Commission. And currently, we've just retained our attorney for a not public thing to do with the fire department and buildings. So, then the last time we had an issue with the fire department that was a very expensive, we went to court, so I anticipate this will go to court too. And I'm currently having I sent a notice to Mass Road to Randy Kofsky, giving him till the 26th to clean up his yard, or we will file court hearings with him too. So there's a lot going on. I would request, please, that it get increased back to 10,000.
Yeah, I thought we did do that.
No, you cut it.
I thought we cut it and then I erased it, so I thought we changed our minds.
Thought we did too.
Yeah, I thought we uncut it. But
Okay.
I think we should uncut it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So maybe we had that discussion, then
Yes,
then
I
you
remember
convinced
that
me
quite-
otherwise. Yeah.
Right, so an increase of 5,000 on the legal planning. So,
Go into 10?
Yeah.
Or go into 7?
going to 10.
And then I had a question about the legal notices, which we also decreased, but this year we've already spent $3,000.
And that is that all gets reimbursed. So whatever I spend out of that line item gets reimbursed,
So it
and then
doesn't-
some.
So the 5 is fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so that actually, I make a little bit money on that.
Well, it gets reimbursed, but it gets reimbursed back into revenue, so.
Right.
Okay, you don't
Yeah.
see it in planning. and zoning.
Right, you guys don't see it, but so if you go to the planning board, I charge a flat fee of, let's say, $300. To go to the zoning board, it's a flat fee of $300 to go in the paper, but the paper charges us like $200. But that covers other costs, not just.
I understand. No, okay, as long as you have no concerns.
Yes, thank you.
Well, leave it alone.
Okay, we had also taken the Stratford Regional Planning subscription money out of planning and zoning and made it a warrant article.
Yes.
Government buildings, I believe the DPW director wanted to talk to you about the supply line.
Oh, me too. I want to talk about the supply line. Well, I think we had cut it thinking of the fiscal year of 25 actual was low, but there's
Right.
already spent $6,000. I don't think this is even gonna cover it.
The reason it's that way is a lot of it ended up coming out of M&R too, because if I get a receipt from, say we go to Home Depot or Lowe's to get something, it comes on a little, like, regular receipt I have to submit, and there's not a lot of room on it, so I would take it all out of one line instead of trying to split it up on that little piece of paper for multiple lines, is what we were doing. So in reality, we were spending the 7,500. So I just wanted it to go back to what it was.
We should add $2,500 to the.
I mean, I agree with Steve, I'm concerned about it.
Anything else, Steve?
Not on that one. Sure, I might have, that was really all I have, but you might have questions about something else, so.
The next segment is the cemetery. There were no changes in the cemetery lines. Property liability insurance is essentially what they've told me they're gonna bill me.
Yep.
Other general government, these are the committee and commission requests. Next is the police department. There's a reduction of the potential ninth officer in here. That's why that 149,392 is at 86,502.
Is the officer holiday pay a typo? Like, is there a reason of it's 23,662 versus 23,622 versus 23,436? Like, is it just a?
Yeah.
I created a column that told me when there was differences, so I just.
I would say that there is a potential for a typo there. I'm not sure how I got an additional $200 into the
Okay, so which
select board's
one,
line.
you have any idea which one of those it should be? Any chance?
I don't have my original.
Oh, I know what happened. 23,436 was the request, and I multiplied it times 2.5%.
Okay, and then the ABC didn't have that number? Because the ABC number is weird too.
Right, the ABC had already included the 2.5 in their budget,
Okay, so that's why it matched up.
and I matched the select board to theirs.
Okay, but they're not the same, that's what I'm asking.
Off $40.
They're not the same number.
Okay, 23,622, and, oh, yeah, $40.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's a typo on my part.
I mean, I don't care which one it is, I just wasn't sure why they weren't all this, like,
Or I may have rounded differently than the ABC.
$40.
I'm, whichever, I just wanna make sure that, I just don't understand what was in the same.
So we keeping it the same?
Is it?
626?
662.
We'll make it easier.
662.
All right, so we're going with the ABC's number.
No, you're going with
We're
the
going with the
select
number it is.
the
Okay,
number
The
that is.
select board's budget is the.
okay,
It's a higher amount, let's go with it.
all right, sounds good to me.
Anything else, please?
The other lines are essentially the same. I believe there was a change, you made a change on
This one.
cellular. This jumps too soon. Telephone, cell phones. We made an $800 reduction on that. And I don't know that that is all cell phones. I believe this is what they call the card that you have in the cruisers, Tom.
Correct. We have all of the cruisers that have the mobile data terminals have air cards in them, and that all comes out of that as well. It's not just a cell phone.
Okay.
Anything else, please? Next.
Okay, moving on, we have the dispatch for police and fire. Those are amounts that we were given. These others are just holdovers that have been in the line. The ambulance contract is what we were given as a bill from McGregor, although they always point out that it is not a hard and fast bill, it's their suggested request. Moving on to fire, the fire wages included a 5% increase for firefighter wages. The board had wanted to use 2.5, as had the ABC, so I backed that down to reflect 2.5 instead of 5% in those lines. Don't think you made any other changes.
There are other changes. What about the vehicle equipment maintenance?
Yeah, you did cut the vehicle M&R in half from
And
20
the
to 10.
subscriptions, assuming is why the change is here.
I'm fine with the $10,000 off, I understand that, but if we could just move it from lease agreements and contracts, take 10,000 out of that, but then add the 10 back to the vehicle. If our vehicles are broken, I mean, we gotta fix them, so I'd rather do that.
What about the subscriptions line? So Jeff kind of made some comments, that was reduced from 10 to 5. It looks like you've already spent 75 this year, so is that gonna cover the subscriptions?
I can figure that out. We'll be fine.
Okay,
So take it from one, put it,
Yeah.
Anything else in fire?
That's a wash.
that's a wall.
No, next.
Next up is the code enforcement officer. That reflects salary change and cost of living, salary changes last year. EOC, those are the stipends for paid to the director and the assistant, some supplies. Highway administration.
so we cut the part-time on-call wages, but looking at this, like, we've already spent more than last year, it's only halfway through the year, and the winter is not really winter yet. So, I don't know. Is that just plow people, the part-time on-call wages, or is it other people? I would have taken a yes from back there, or no.
No, there's a couple other things. Yeah, it's, that line is for the part-time plow drivers. It would have been more last year, but we had lost one of our plow drivers had passed away, and we weren't able to replace him, so we weren't able to replace him to get there. Plus, we really haven't had a winter for the past couple of years, and we've pretty much been going every 3 days since the beginning of December now, so yeah, we're plugging along.
So, I'm a little concerned about cutting that, because we don't know what the winter's gonna be.
Essentially, that line has always just been there. I mean, it was a lot higher a couple of years ago, and I cut it way back.
Yeah.
It's there as in case we get a winter thing, kind of like the salt line's there. If I spend it, it wasn't a good winter. If I don't spend it, we got lucky.
I think we might wanna put it back up.
Agreed.
So, part-time on-call up by 2,500.
Yep.
Anything else in that department?
Anything else in that department?
I wanted to know more about the rent and hire equipment, because you've already spent 17 of it this so far. We're only
Well,
halfway through the
so we always try to keep some at that throughout winter and toward the end of the year, because essentially what I didn't spend in there is a day and a half with the tree truck cutting trees, so, and just for us to paint double yellow lines on the road is almost $8,000 a year. And a tree truck is $3,500 a day, and then if we need a crane, you gotta add 6,000 more to that, so that line can go away extremely fast. Depending, so we always tried to hold some in case we had an emergency tree we needed to be able to get down and stuff.
About that line.
And then in the year you see for 25, we didn't paint double yellows that year. I painted them this year, which is why it's up, but I haven't done any tree work yet this year either. Yeah, the yellow lines have doubled in 7 years, what it costs us to paint the roads. Going from about $4,000 to $8,000. I mean, I can make do if you don't raise it, but that's what that line does, and that's what it's there for.
Okay. Comments?
Leave it the way it is.
Leave it the way it is, all right.
You changed office supplies. Next section, I think that was about it.
Okay. What about the transfer station printing?
So it's an every 2-year expense.
Okay,
That's why it didn't get spent really the year before, because that's what we used to get the tags / stickers.
Okay,
So like, it's fine what you did,
okay,
but like next time it would have to go back up.
okay.
My only concern is once it goes down, it's extremely hard to get it to go back up type thing, but,
I know.
So you need to remind us that's in every other.
but it's that's what we use to print the tags / stickers.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
I didn't have anything else there.
That was sanitation. Anything? No. Solid waste?
So solid waste is next.
I don't think that really moved much, did it?
No.
No, I only moved it all.
What are you, Steve, what are you anticipating the revenue is gonna be from that? That, what, $3 and whatever it is, fee? It's gonna come back to us?
$4,000, $4,500, something like that. You gotta base it off of that, we do like 1,000, 1,200 tons a year times $350 a ton.
Okay.
The only thing I still am not 100% sure on is, do we have to pay it on the C&D that goes up or not?
Hmm.
Because daily cover is not counted
Okay.
toward it. And a lot of times they'll use glass and C&D's daily cover up there.
The closure number, you're not gonna get a number before this is finalized, so what you've got is the best that we can get at the moment. It's not gonna change that much anyway.
No.
Anything else? No? Next.
I think he changed the other.
Erin?
Health agency.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Animal control.
So,
Oh, hold on, animal control. I'd like to put $1 in there so at least we can spend out of the line.
Okay.
Good idea.
Pest control.
And Chief, you're the one that usually uses that, right?
Yeah, we haven't used it for years.
All right. Well, if the board is okay, I'd like to put $1 so we can use it. If we do
Hold the line.
health agencies.
so, a few years ago, we used to give ORYA $15,000 a year. Then the board at that time switched it, instead of giving ORYA money, putting aside some money that anybody in town who needed offset costs for activities such as scouts, soccer, dance, gymnastics, Girl Scouts could use that. So it went from 15,000 to 2,000, and it's now been cut to 500. I'm requesting it to, I would love it to go back to 2,000. I would be okay with 1,000 because the fund is finally starting to get people to know about it. People's taxes keep going up and everything else keeps going up. So more people aren't going to be able to afford activities, so the kids really shouldn't suffer. And the other day, we got a bill for 500 for 2 scouts. So it is getting used, it's just gonna take time for it to, because we don't advertise it, hey, we'll pay for your kid to go to sports, but, you know, word of mouth is finally getting there. So, and I don't have a dog in this fight at all. I would personally like to see it go back to 2,000. I would be okay with 1,000, but 2,000 would be great.
One of the things that I want to point out, I could not find definitive select board recommendation for Oyster River Women Aid. The term $5,000 came up on the tape, and in the minutes, I had the ABC's number, but I'm thinking that $5,000 is not the number that you probably want for Oyster River Women Aid, and maybe you could offset the.
That was one of the things I wanted to talk
Oh,
about.
yeah, the only things I had.
Right, because, and that's another thing, that was my next thing. The ABC recommended 2,500, and we gave them 5,000. I'd rather, nothing against, I think it's a great organization, but I would rather give to our kids more than a neighboring community.
Well, the thing is confusing is their request for funding says we want the same as last year. And last year we gave them 1,000. I'm not sure where the 5,000 ever came from. So I propose that we could put money in for helping the kids out, $2,000, and reduce women aid to 1,000.
I think that's a great idea.
I have no problem with that.
Thank you.
Denise is scurrying now to keep track of
Yeah.
what's changing.
So hopefully our numbers come out the same.
Thank you, Karen, for speaking up for the kids.
Thank you.
Yes.
And how do we publicize that? Because there's a
We don't.
needs thing
There
as
is a
well.
need.
But in terms of, they can't come in and say, you know, parents earn 200,000, oh, I want you to pay for my kids.
Right.
There's a needs assessment that needs to be done, so.
Yes, so,
And there is.
yes.
We work closely with the school and with,
Yeah.
They can just put a notice in the crier as it gets closer to the season.
Well,
We don't have more
I
money.
think they get, the school knows about it and they can single out the people that they know.
The school knows, Oyster River knows.
Yeah.
I'm just concerned that certain people are the same ones getting all the time. If people don't know about it, well, too bad.
and we can circle back to the school too, and the same like with the holidays, we have a pretty good idea, like if certain people will, no, you're not qualified. I mean, it's a big community, but it's not a big community, between the chiefs and, you know, we have a pretty good idea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Those changes.
Anything else in health agencies? Next.
General assistance.
It is what it is.
Contract is stayed static with our welfare person.
Okay, next.
The, of course, this won't click. General assistance, we've got the rent assistance, the electricity, heating, fuel, medical supplies, food, funeral. These are all things that are an educated guess, but we're obligated to pay for them.
How much have we spent so far on rent assistance?
This year?
Yeah.
$18,405.
Okay, thanks. All right, next.
I've got the library, I'm sorry, Parks and Rec.
Yep.
So there were no changes to that. The library reflects the trustees' budget. Patriotic purposes is left at 0.
Can we put in those 3 line items that have been zeroed? Because there are expenses there. Property liability, heat, miscellaneous. I know that will come off another line item, but,
Do you want to add $1 to?
well, no, I want to put in what their share of property liability is, just like we've done in previous years.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Because
Okay.
that max, that's how much it costs to run the library.
But we don't give them that money, right?
No,
Which is why
but we
it's
just
not,
put it in there.
What I can do is put an informational line under that.
that's what we did last year.
It doesn't change the,
Doesn't change the bottom line, no.
Sorry, I just noticed one thing. So, 2026 budget says the trustees will have 50,800. It's actually 54,800. I don't know why I didn't notice that before. That is our allocated budget right now.
okay, I'm sorry.
So it looks like we're jumping up by 7,000 and it's not. We've only asked for 3,000.
This should be 55.
Oh, yes, and I gave you a corrected sheet, I think, on Friday.
Oh, you did? I just printed this out from, okay. I just want to make sure.
And
it's-
this is the one that I sent them before, yeah, hold on one second.
That's a decrease, thank you.
Basically, what,
Well, it just looks like we're
Well, it
asking for
doesn't
more money,
change
like
the
it's the
budget.
same, it changes nothing, it just
It
looks like
changes
we're
nothing.
asking for more than we are.
it just doesn't reflect the,
Current
there were wage adjustments from the trustees and a 2.5% increase last year, and that was not reflected in the interim, so it looks like they're getting, you know, a monstrous increase.
So where is that 4,000 coming from in other line items? The bottom line should not change.
No,
Right,
it's just
Where is
going
it
in this
coming from?
column.
it's correct, it's just the middle column does not reflect what they did last year.
I understand that. So where is that number being reduced otherwise in the budget? So the bottom line doesn't change.
It's,
It's
not
from
getting reduced, it's
26.
staying at 57,800. It's just not going up from 50,800.
I understand
It's
that.
going from 50.
So for that column, what is changing in that column
4,000.
to reflect that change of $4,000?
Yeah, I haven't changed anything to reflect that.
Because the bottom line is the bottom line. You can't change the bottom line, because that's set in stone.
And the bottom line that you're going to approve would be correct,
So the 257, 387 is the actual,
Yes.
yes.
okay, it's just not necessarily allocated in the right subcategories at the moment.
So
Okay.
let us know what you're changing in the other line item or items
Yep.
to reflect that $4,000 change.
Okay.
All right, anything else in the library?
No, there's no changes. Is it patriotic purposes? Is it
Patriotic
funded?
purposes, same thing with the animal control. I'd like to put a buck in there, just so in case we need something. Because I know approximately every other year we do something with buntings and stuff like that. I know you just bought some, but if we need some next year, next fiscal year.
Okay. Culture and Heritage Nation's 250th, at the last meeting, the board reduced that to 0 from 6,700.
I don't agree with that, but if the two of you want to do that, that's.
Conservation, the request was at 10,860,
Mhm.
and those are the expense items.
Thank you.
So if I take the bottom line of 6,077,793 and add get it right here. 250. Two, five, plus. Plus.
And Zach's moused over to the corner. Happens again. Unless she be like waiting.
16,752. But then you have to, oh wait, you have to subtract the 4,000.
So it's 12,752.
Yep. To add to 16.
I'm seeing $6,100,545 is the bottom line for the budget.
That is not what I got in any way, shape, or form.
Wait, are you looking at this one, this 6 million, right?
I'm looking at the $6,077,793
Minus
plus
plus
$12,752.
is not what you just said, I don't think.
It's not. But I also
Okay.
only have plus 7752.
No, it's 16.
Okay.
Well, it's 250,
Mm-hmm.
10,000,
10,000.
250 and 5,000,
2,050 and 5,000.
and then 2,500. The next two items, the fire M&R and the lease agreements were a wash, it was just moving between lines.
Mhm.
Then you have an additional 2,500,
Uh-huh.
an additional $1,
Yep.
an additional $1,500,
Yep.
an additional 1,000, or removing 4,000, dropping it to 1,000,
okay, and then another $1.
and then one more dollar.
Right, so an increase of $7,752.
Right, I had $5,000 in there. 7,752.
That's what I got.
Yep. I just put 5 and 5 together.
So
Math's hard.
this calculator doesn't do well with the.
So I got $6,085,545.
I'm just gonna make sure, same.
$85,545.
6,155,000.
545.
Yes. Which is the only kind of things we have.
So we could use a motion to move at $6,085,545 as the select board's operating budget.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second?
Any discussion? No discussion?
No.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Nay.
But wait,
Excuse me?
is there a reason you're saying nay?
I don't agree with anything you guys did last week. So that's my
Okay.
opinion. Next.
Okay, moving on to the warrant articles.
First ones we can't change. Is it 2, 3, and 4? Do we have any comments on any of those? There's nothing we can do to change them. First one is 7, so we have a number to fill in for the operating budget. You'll have to get a estimate in terms of what that percentage is for tax rate comes out.
Yes, and actually, Mr. Tappan had forwarded his tax rate calculated.
Well, there's a different number, right?
Yep.
So,
I believe I can input the new numbers.
okay. Need to clean up the next to last sentence. I assume the select board recommends this, that they voted
Yep.
for it?
Yep.
Yes.
So change that wording, please. Anything else?
Warrant Article 8 was for the paving.
Mhm.
9, the fire equipment capital reserve funds. Article 10, highway department road and bridge improvement plan.
Any comments? Anything?
Do you have any comments?
My comment is the same as I had for the operating budget. I don't agree with what you're doing in terms of taking from the fund balance that much. You're setting us up for a problem next year. So I don't agree with any of that you did. I can assume you can use some of that, but not as much as you've used. But next year, possibly, the operating budget's going up. This year went up almost 400,000. You're using 7. You're looking at a deficit next year of 1.1 million. That is going to require us to require services being deleted, reduced, or staff being left out. I don't think it's prudent.
Well, the treasurer says $1,500 also, I think it's not proper to put things in warrant that should be in the operational budget. And that's how I look at it. It's disingenuous to keep floating that amount of money that we're having to raise in taxes.
Well, not all that's cash, so, but we'll agree to disagree, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we come to some sort of compromise? But what amount? So had we known we had that much money, we would have spent part of it reducing the taxes.
What we've traditionally done is we've used the part that is being dumped into the unassigned fund balance from the operating budget.
Which
That,
was-
I don't believe, was 700,000, so it was like,
It's been a very
it
small
was,
amount.
yeah, it was a very small amount. So I can see using some of it to, because we didn't know what the number was at that particular time. I can see some of it, but 700,000, I can't agree with that. We have a deficit, we have a problem in terms of expenses are going up way more than revenue. You're putting an extra burden on the taxpayer. So eventually it's gonna come up, catch us right in the butt, if you will. because you can't keep going like this. There's no extra money for next year if you've used the whole thing, the 700,000. I just don't agree with that. It's a bad practice in my view.
On the other side of the fence, I don't necessarily disagree with you. We gotta make some effort to reduce warrant articles. I mean, the operational budget is high. I think sometimes the townspeople don't always understand that this is just laid on top in the long run. And put it plainly, we have a financial plan that we work on for capital purchases. I've seen many select people in the past don't fund every single request that's made to fill out a financial plan because it's heavy, $250,000 out of whack in one line. $100,000 I could live with. In fact, that was my original discussion. If you look at the minutes, is that either we cut those in half and float them that way, or we take it out of, some out of the fund balance. But if we don't want to take it out, we cut everything in half by 50% to reduce the burden.
Well, at some point, it's gonna catch us. It's already starting to catch us, because you've used all the, we have used
Yes.
all the tricks we have.
Yeah.
And this is the
Nobody
last
does.
trick to be used.
Mhm.
Because next year, when we do the budget for the next fiscal year, you're gonna have to make some, the board is gonna have to make some very difficult decisions. And you can't cut $1.1 million without affecting people and services. You just can't. There's nothing, there's no fat sitting there saying, oh, we're just taking it. And it's very distressing for me because being sick, and not sleeping because of this after I found out what you guys did. And I understand probably why you did it, but I just can't go along with that. It just rubs me the wrong way. It's not physically prudent in my estimation. I'm just
I'm confused, you keep saying what we did. If you had a different opinion, why didn't you share it? We were going line by line through the budget.
I wasn't here last week.
You were here now, we just did it again.
Yeah, that's
So
why I'm
if you
bringing
have
it
a-
up right now.
You just said the same exact thing though about the budget. If you had a thing that you think should be changed about the budget or a different way of doing it, I don't know why you didn't say it, we went through
Because
it
at the
section
first
by
budget
section.
hearing, I asked you both if you're interested in cutting people or services, and you both said no.
So you're getting against the budget because we're refusing to cut people or services.
I voted against the budget because we haven't addressed the systemic problem that the revenue is not as much as the expenses are increasing. It's a problem.
I don't disagree with that. I just haven't heard you offer any solution.
The solution was services are people,
Okay.
and you didn't want to consider that.
Okay.
So why will I waste my time
That's
pushing
fine.
these things if you're not interested in going that direction? It's a waste of your time, it's a waste of mine.
All right. I think Katrina has something she would like to say.
The smiling lady in the front row,
Isn't it like a-
Afraid of what I'm gonna
oh, she looks like she's in the front row because that smile just overwhelmed me.
Appreciate that. Katrina Casper, 16 El Brownsburg Drive. Two comments. One is, I very much agree, if the select board's gonna say it doesn't agree with something, it would have been great to bring it up during the budget. Because there was only a few things that you didn't put back that were the problems from before, so I do agree with that. I actually agree with you, Mr. Bugby, on this
Oh, no,
plan.
no, where's the defibrillator? Chief, where's the defibrillator?
I'm watching, as I work with towns, I work with 50 towns of Stratford and Rockingham County, and I'm watching them struggle when they're getting grant offers and money offers, and they cannot float that money because they don't have the money set aside. They're missing out on great opportunities, or having to take out loans for very short periods of time, which is really complicated. I really want to encourage us. I understand that there's different parts within the budget and the warrant. I totally get that. That's semantics at this point. It's all going to come out of our money, but this does allow us as people to vote for what we do and do not think we need to work on. And if we're really not in agreement, then we can vote that way, which I like them being in warrant articles. But I absolutely don't think it should be coming from the money that we desperately need for safety when we have no idea what's to come, and also so that we miss out on opportunities, great interest rates, like Mr. Tappan said, and the opportunity to get grants that we can float until we need to be able to pay them. So, thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Because this is a hearing. So
And if
you're
you're money-
encouraged to speak. That's what the hearing's there for, Mr. Chapman.
John Tappan, 87 Stepping Stones Road. The fund balance that you carry should not be a constant number. Your appropriations are not constant. From 2024 to 2025, total appropriations went up 11%. So using a fixed number from a few years ago as an unassigned fund balance goal makes no sense.
Thank you. Anybody else? No?
You know, I want to get back to my statement on this, is that, you know, we have a CIP plan. It's just a plan, doesn't mean we have to follow it. And we're assuming this money will be there in the long run. Doesn't mean we have to spend it, even if it's there. And that's part of the issue I'm dealing with. Like anything else, if you have $100,000 in a bank account, you have plenty of money to play with. Not saying that townspeople would do that, but there's opportunity. So I'm looking at some way to curb this thing. And you're right, the operational budget, most chunk of that is labor, and I totally agree. I don't want to cut people as much as I can.
I don't know.
But there's other areas that we can. If I can reduce this burden, at least reduce some of the warrant articles, is something reasonable. I mean, I know the fire department needs this down the road, and I know, you know, police cars and everything else needs to be done. But sometimes, I agree, we need to hold something back.
Well, the only thing to do that is, like you say, is to reduce some of the amounts in terms of the articles. But
Okay,
Move along further. I'm stopped at the
yeah, I understand.
first one here.
Mr. Tappan?
John Tappan, 187 Stephen's Road. I think we hear fund balance being treated as if it was free money, but it's not free money. I don't think anybody would look at their bank statement and say, oh, look, I got all this money. I can just spend it on anything I want. No, the prudent person would recognize, I'm gonna need that for the new car or the new roof. But this is being treated as if we can just give it away to people, so we will list it as a source of funding for each of these articles. It's been proven, you can read it, there's a document, Barrington actually did the experiment to see if we make special warrant articles come from fund balance, or if we don't, how does it change the votes we get? And they actually had percentages. They did this experiment for a couple of years, turned it on, turned it off, and it gets people to vote for it because it looks like it has that word, and no amount to come from taxation, and it looks like it's free money, but it's not. Also, if you want to return money to the voters, you have two ways of doing that. This is one. Other way is at tax rate setting time, you then know what the whole picture is, and that's the prudent time to use unassigned fund balance, if appropriate, to offset taxes.
Thank you. Anybody else? No? Do you want to go back to 8, make any changes?
If we had had that number, we would have used something of it. So is there one of these we can agree? Maybe slightly better?
The maximum I
I see the
normally
point.
see was, I think one year, we had 400,000 in 1 year.
Yeah.
And it's about 400, 500,000 is probably about the max we've been put on.
Yeah, but we haven't been bringing that much extra. Do you
No, I
have any
think we've
idea how much
used
you
between
brought in?
75 and
Yeah,
100,000.
which is very low.
And at some point, the board, I don't remember if you were on, John, we said whatever we put in unassigned fund balance, that's what we give back, or approximately.
Yeah.
But I don't remember in terms of what was dumped in the unassigned fund balance this year. It wasn't very much.
No. Well, we said, what did we spend about, Denise, around 7,500? How much have we spent on fund balance?
The amount from before?
What was it, 750,000, something, we started with.
Oh,
right?
700.
It was, you had 700,000,
And then we had
and
20.
then you had 20 from the contingency,
Sorry.
so a total of 720.
But we start cutting these in half as we go along, see where we go.
All right. So for 8, you want to reduce that to 125,000?
Yes,
And not to go for the fund balance, or leaving the fund balance. I don't,
I want to take some out of the fund balance.
So what are you proposing, I guess?
Raise 125 and take 125 out of fund balance.
Oh, I see what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. No, they're keeping it just.
Well, in terms of the total amount that you want to take out of unassigned for all those particular four articles?
Mhm.
5 articles, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, so I don't, you can just take it all and let them vote to raise it all like they did last year, because that's what we did, and the reason it's in a warrant articles, they needed the big cut, so they took it and let the townspeople vote if they wanted to pave the roads or not, and if they didn't want to pave, they wouldn't vote for it. If they do want to pave, they vote for it, and it was one of the most voted yes for articles last year, so I'm fine with letting it go and see what happens. If they vote no, they vote no. If they vote yes, then we pave.
I'm fine with that. If we want to not take that out of the fund balance, and
Because
People wanna
that's
pay
the
for it,
reason
then
it was there, was to try to give people more of a choice.
a menu,
Yeah, and if they wanted to vote for it or not.
okay.
Is that a motion?
I'm just putting the offer out there. You
No, I
can do it the way you
understand.
want it, but if they want to do it, they can. If they don't want to vote for it, then we don't pave, and we,
Well, just as you know, Steve, the town of Lee roads are very well maintained.
I know.
They're very well maintained. You do an excellent job.
Mhm.
So, and the townspeople appreciate that. Because you can definitely tell when you go from Lee to some other town, there is a change. There is definitely a change.
I think people take pride in it, which is why,
Yeah. And if you go on that road, I don't remember the name of it, you go out of Nottingham, you drive into Lee for, I don't know what, 750 feet or something like that.
oh,
You
yeah.
can tell the difference. So,
You go all the way out there?
I've been there once with Randy,
This one time,
because Randy was the one that showed me this.
Yeah,
He
drive
said,
10 minutes through other
"Now,
towns to
you
get to
tell
it.
me," he said, "you tell me where the line changes, and you can tell where the line
Oh, yeah,
changes."
you can.
So, sorry, that was it.
No, that's fine, but I'd be okay with just letting them vote.
Just let it flow?
Yeah, and
Okay.
if they vote for it, they vote for it. If they don't, they don't, you know. It gives them, to me, it gives them, makes me feel like they have more of a choice or a say in it.
thank you.
So the board's in agreement that it stays at 250 with nothing coming from the
Fund balance.
fund
Yes,
balance?
to
That's
change it to whatever the normal word is.
Okay.
We just take out that sentence as well.
And then change the estimated tax impact to whatever it should be.
Yep.
We don't figure that out for you.
Article 9, I'd like to cut it in half and half.
And when you say cutting, you mean you want to take half of it from the fund balance and half of it from.
To raise it.
taxation, To raise from taxation.
That's right.
The only issue I'd have with that is in terms of how much total you want to take from the unassigned fund balance for all the articles.
300,000.
Okay, I feel like recently, and I think I may have misunderstood when we said fund balance before, that we've recently taken out closer to like 100,000, has been what we've been dumping into it, that we've been giving back the last couple of years,
It was,
give or take,
I want to say
75 to
60 some
100.
odd
It
years last
was
year.
around $65,000, I think, last year.
And like John said, some years we've had hundreds of thousands.
And other times we haven't.
So it's the idea was that, as I remember it, give back what they just spent
Right.
or was spent.
Problem is we don't know
as
what that
soon
number
as
is.
possible now. The other thing you can do, hopefully, and the auditors are kind of, I don't want to say doing us a disservice, but they did.
You can say it.
They did us a disservice by not giving us those particular pieces of information so we can set the tax rate appropriately.
That would have been the time to do it.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So the thing you can consider is, we could do whatever we want here, but when it comes tax rate next October or September or whatever the heck it is, you can affect the tax rate at that particular time as well,
Right.
so.
I think we should aim to be taking it closer than to $100,000 then. I feel like that's reasonable for what we've been doing.
Then you have to do Articles 10 and
I
11
understand.
out of taxation.
I understand.
Are you okay with that, Ms. Oakley? Asking the question.
Repeat it again.
So instead of taking $300,000 out of the fund balance, we'll take closer to 100, which is what we normally would have done, closer to for this year, I believe, on average. And so the Article 9 would be the only one where part of it's coming in the unassigned fund balance.
The thing based on what Mr. Tappan said, in terms of Barrington's experiment, they always vote for public safety. They're gonna vote for that particular fire truck, equipment capital reserve fund, no matter what anyways, they're gonna do it.
So where would we take the $100,000 out?
You
To
take
go
a-
with fund balance?
You take 100, for Article number 9, I think what Ms. Hawthorne is saying is 100,000 out of taxation, 100,000 out of unassigned, is that correct?
That is what I'm saying, and then the rest of it, taxation.
All right, let's do it.
So 50-50 split on.
On 9.
Yep. And 10 goes back to taxation,
Yep.
and then 11 goes back to taxation. I think there's
Yes.
only 4,
And
correct?
12.
And 12.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, and then the only other one I thought to change was 17, make it 12.5, or 12.5 instead of 15. And then
Okay.
I think we just did 15 because it was a round number, and
Yeah.
like, there's just no reason.
12
to
and a
do it.
half.
Okay.
And the rest is,
And 20,000 on number 16 comes out of the unassigned fund balance.
Yes, that's,
correct.
I think the
17,
legislation's.
12.5.
No, 16.
No, I'm
Oh.
asking Mr. Tappan's question.
Cemetery fencing.
Cemetery.
Okay.
That changes. Yep.
Can I ask one question? Don't we have to have an article for taking money out for doing the reevaluation? Or is that expendable? I don't remember if it is or isn't.
I believe that you're the agents to expend, but I'm not.
I think so too, but I'll verify that.
Okay.
They have John Sheep with me.
Based on what they voted for the money going in, they probably vote it down anyways.
No, I don't have John Sheep.
John has John
I
sheet.
have it, just, sorry. Revaluation, the select board is the agent to expend.
Thank you very much, sir. Going back to the top of the page, 13, we're okay with that one?
Yep.
14, we're okay?
Yep.
15?
Yes.
16?
Yes.
Okay. 17, we just changed the number, right? 12.5, you said?
12.5.
18?
Yes.
19?
Yes.
Is the smiling lady in the front row or second row happy with that one? No, she's not.
No, I don't
She
think
shaked her head no.
No, that,
Yeah, she did shake her head.
I am
saw
happy
that.
that is an irrelevant question to ask.
Okay. Just kidding, thank you. 20?
Yes,
Okay.
it's good.
This one, I would like to have a discussion about this. The numbers that are in there, are they what they are now, or with the changes?
No, that reflects a 20% increase in valuation
Okay.
across the categories.
Did we increase the asset total as well?
I believe that,
I don't think we did that even the last time we did this.
no, I did not increase the asset total.
Okay, okay. And based on,
That may be getting changed for you. There's a piece of
Okay.
legislation moving forward right now
to increase it? Okay.
that's going to increase the floor.
It's petitions, I don't need to.
and hopefully this covers it. What did you find? Because Durham's was 19%. What was the other ones?
They were all over the place,
Okay.
but in talking with some assessing people, 20% was
Was
deemed
the-
a fair number to use.
Yeah, I just feel bad for the people that were affected the last time we did this.
Mm.
And I know we baited some of the people that came to us, but it behooves the town, this is my opinion, it behooves the town to keep these people in their homes as long as possible. It benefits the town overall, and hopefully we can still do that. 22,
How good?
and these two petitions, do we know anything about these?
These came from, well, they were actually, I don't know exactly who they came from. The person that submitted them to us was our elected representative.
Okay.
Um,
Because 23, the New Hampshire Municipal Association has been trying this one forever, and there's no traction in the legislature. It's it's nice to say, but, well, and 24? Okay.
I'm fine.
Town clerk and the supervisors did check the signatures.
Okay, fair enough.
They had the appropriate number and
Do you want to change that
the
to
appropriate
recommends?
people.
Oh, that's right. 24, do we recommend this one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
How about 23?
23?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Any other ones, Denise? That-
Nope.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay. So do we approve the warrant articles as
As amended.
amended? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? No. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I have a comment though.
Motion passes.
I'd like to change the flow, how we do this in the future. You know, the ABC has private meetings, well, they're public meetings, but they're workshop meetings. I think the Board of Selectmen should have a workshop meeting right after the ABC and then do a public hearing. I think it probably would allow us to,
Flow better?
yeah, a little bit of flow better at this point. I mean, we got to where we needed to go, but we probably would have got there earlier, put it plainly.
Denise, can you put that down that next year we need
Yes, I will.
one or two?
1 or 2 workshops and then 1 public hearing.
And so workshop, the ABC makes their own layout, and then, you know, maybe at least one, maybe two, but one for sure.
You really should come to the public hearing with
public
a
hearing
select
should
board budget to present to the public.
So how about, can we plan for two
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then have one public hearing?
yes.
Okay, all right.
Right, I will, I have to upload this into the DRA format for signatures and also have you sign this. I don't know if there's at least 2 of you that we can catch up with before Friday,
Oh, or Friday, sure.
because we need to post it by Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
When will you have it printed? Tomorrow?
Yep.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Okay.
We'll probably need to,
I can
8:45
come on like
get into the
Thursday and
States.
sign it. I can't do tomorrow, so I can come sign it on Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
So do we have two?
I can go Thursday. I don't know if
I can go Thursday.
like, with,
All we need is two. Anything else? Oh, we need to say who's gonna present articles on Saturday.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll put together a schedule unless you have particular favorites that you want.
No,
Favorites. All right.
are you going to be there this year, Mr. Woodley?
Maybe I'll be sick.
Oh,
No, drill weekend's the weekend after, so,
no.
yeah. Why don't you put out a list, Andy, and then if you want to tweak anything.
yeah, I'm fine.
I would like Scott and Emmett to read all of them.
I won't be there.
Because I know how much he likes to read in front of everybody.
And I'll send you a draft of the deliberative session display as well.
Yes, please have multiple people look at it.
Yep.
Can you close the public hearing?
Not yet, I have somebody that wants to speak.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Sackler?
John Calvin, 137 Stepping Stones Road. So I put the new numbers into tax impact calculation. It shows a total of $6.41. It shows that the operating budget has a tax impact of $5.47, and almost all the others changed. I have one very serious reservation about this calculation, and that is that for the past 2 years, we've done a very poor job of estimating future revenue. In 2024, the estimate that we used was $600,000 less than what the revenue turned out to be when the tax rate was calculated. In 2025, it was $597 or so thousand less. And that's why the actual tax rates have come out to be much less than what has been calculated. And it is that old programmer saying, garbage in, garbage out. And it really has been the fund balance. There's been slight differences in war service credits, in the overlay, and extremely small differences in tax base. I don't have any basis for saying this number that I've been given is a good estimate for what the future revenue is going to be.
Yep, those numbers
Usually very conservative.
are always gonna be conservative and are in pretty much every town. You know, I can fight with finance people and the audit.
If you're doing a good job of estimating future, it should not be conservative. You should sometimes overestimate and sometimes underestimate. You should be coming out with sometimes an error above, sometimes an error below. If you're consistently way below the target or way above the target, you need to adjust your sights. It's that simple. It is not prudent to be providing the voters with an estimate that you're sure is an absolute worst case and it will absolutely be less than that. Because then the voters say, oh, it doesn't matter what these numbers are, I know it'll be less, and they don't pay any attention to it.
I think that was our concern, actually, when that warrant was created, that things were not gonna be good.
Yeah, if you look at the calculations, that
Who
has
calculates
always
this?
been the case.
Who calculates this projected revenue number?
A combination of me and MRI, the financial representative, does the bulk of that, with recommendations. You talk with your DRA representative when you go through it, line by line. The audit team usually has some suggestions or recommendations too.
The other thing, just listening to what John said, the overlay needs to change for next year, because we're doing a real evaluation. So maybe 40,000 for that. I think that's what.
That's what you had suggested, and that's what I put in. War service credits, I have the same as last year, 174,450.
Yeah. So,
And for the revenue, I have 2,220,814, which is the number that I received from the chair. But for me, it's just, tell me what the number should be, and I'll put that number in. But for the past 2 years, we've done a very poor job of predicting it, because those numbers have been so far off.
Yeah, and I think I've seen budget committee recommendations. I know 2 years ago when we started doing this, I said I am firmly against projecting the tax rate because it's never going to be close, never has been. I've gone back more than 12 years with projections from the budget committee here, and it's never come close to the actual tax rate.
no, the problem is you have these one-time things that pop in. That's the other issue, so.
But
yeah.
even when you have those one-time things, I mean, you have one-time things both positive and negative. So if you had a longer history, it should be that sometimes you're above and sometimes you're below. But when we're running more than 20% estimating on the
Well,
revenue,
I think the thing is, we focus a lot on expenses, we don't focus that much on revenue, we need to start doing that.
the voters have said they want this number on the ballot. So,
Right, thank you, Mr. Tappan.
And the other thing is that these numbers have to be approved by the select board, the governing body. That's in the statute.
So, but we,
And you do, we run the,
but the percentages, is that what has to be approved too?
No, it's the tax impact numbers.
Which we don't have.
Well, I'm saying that's why I was putting in what you have right here,
Sounds like another meeting.
and that's why I'm raising this concern about revenue. I mean, my job in this is just the arithmetic. But when the arithmetic consistently gives you a very bad answer,
Sounds like another meeting.
well, if we can do a special meeting and get the signatures, and I'll have both forms.
When?
Well, you have a choice, Wednesday or Thursday.
Mhm.
Not Wednesday.
You don't
Not
have time to
Wednesday.
do a special.
Tomorrow's
meeting
Wednesday.
tomorrow.
Yeah, you have to post it.
Yeah, 25.
Sounds like Thursday.
Thursday.
What time?
What time do I use?
When do you get out?
Are you really so far?
It takes you an hour to get here.
No, it's on Zoom, but
What's a Zoom?
I'm not sure if I can do it. I could probably get here by 6.
I'm available.
This takes two, right?
Yep.
Do you want us to schedule it later so you can make it, or do you want to?
If you want to schedule it sooner, that's fine.
It's up to you. I don't, much of you.
I don't care. If you guys want to schedule it much easier, that's fine. If you're just doing the estimated tax rate impacts, I don't have any
Yeah, that's
problem with
it.
that.
That's it.
That's
That's
fine.
all we're doing.
Then you might use to schedule it earlier if you'd like.
How early can we get here?
Thursday's
4:30.
4:30?
I can do 4:30. Can you do 4:30?
Okay, so Thursday at 4:30?
Yeah, can you post it, Denise?
Mhm. Thanks for that reminder, Denise.
if you want, you can have that on the screen then, and you can.
Yeah, I've got it as well, John. I copied the version you sent me, so.
Okay. You want it to us beforehand so we can take a quick look at it?
Yep. I'll have everything ready tomorrow morning and send it to you.
Okay. Anything else? No. Anything from the audience? No? So I officially close the budget hearing, the last one for this particular budget cycle.
Yahoo.
Yahoo. All right, next, Mr. Nevitt, Chief Nevitt.
I would just like to ask the board what you would like to do with the whole NG2. I spoke with Steve and Andy, and I'd like to bring it to Concord for the auction, the state auction.
And this is the strip version, right? You took off things
Yeah,
off.
and we're taking everything off of it and reusing it on the new truck.
You think it's worth anything?
Yes.
Yeah, couple grand.
Yeah.
Really?
I think the state auction would be better than posting an advertisement and stuff.
Now, can you drive it on the road, or you have to have it transported?
I'll drive it personally. We looked into towing, and it's $750 to tow up to Concord.
But physically, is it safe to go on the road?
I'll drive, yeah. It is.
All right. Will you be having an ambulance follow you, just in case there's a?
Yeah. Actually, it's a tree.
It looks better driving there for the auction instead of dragging it. right? And visual.
Okay.
Do we have? Do you have a motion to allow Chief Nimitz?
I move to allow Chief Nemeth to sell fire engine number 2 at the Concord auctions.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
No.
No, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion passes. All right, next, regular business, Mr. Andy.
Yeah, just a few items this evening. Regarding the audit, I believe we were able to close the audit process this afternoon at about 4:30. Brenda Bittner from Municipal Resources came in and went through. It's been a particularly challenging process this year. We are on our 3rd audit team leader since November. The requests for information have been all over the place. One of the holdups that Brenda and I found out about this morning was that they were waiting for a fresh bond recommendation for our bond payments for this year. When I pointed out that we hadn't had a bond payment for almost 3 years, they backed off, but we've had a number of things like that. It's just been a problem. But the end is in sight, and
Are we getting assigned a B team or something like that? Why is,
I'm not sure
Well,
what
the
the
person that
exact.
we had left,
The person that we had left, unfortunately, we were not told that that person left, and their email and their phone number stayed active for a number of weeks after they left. We were assigned another person that we had worked with last year. That person mysteriously got removed as our lead representative and replaced. I'm not sure if there are problems just with staff within the agency, or
and that's up for bid, right?
yes.
So maybe you two can take note of what has gone wrong in the past and have something in the agreement that says, like one of them that I'd love to have in there, that they need to be done by the end of December or something
Yep.
close to that. Because we shouldn't have to wait.
Or you're not getting paid.
Yeah. But there needs to be some kind of consequence as well. If you're not done, tick, 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 money comes off the bill.
Tick, tick, tick.
And you should put in an agreement that if you don't abide by this particular agreement, we're gonna stick Denise on you.
I already got on.
So, because we shouldn't have to deal with this.
Everybody has taken a turn at. Next up, on a brighter front, we have one more candidate to interview for the assistant town clerk tax collector. We've had 2 or 3 qualified candidates that were excited and very interested in the project come forward, so that should be wrapping up in a couple of weeks. I know that Shannon is hoping to have somebody in there, I believe, by mid-February, March, and
Great.
Good news.
get them trained and give Linda a chance to retire again.
Lee residents or not?
Yes,
Okay, so
Yep.
potentially they can become the deputy.
yes. And that has been explained thoroughly in the interview, and
Okay.
I think we've got a couple of good candidates. Election day schedule, that is for you folks, just to have in mind that
That's
you need to put.
March.
I know,
That's an eternity.
It's forever.
I know.
Can you remind me of the date? I just want to make sure I'm in my calendar. I don't have it in my calendar, so.
It's the second Tuesday in March.
So the 10th?
Yeah.
Just think about it, you don't have to do it tonight, but.
Yeah, let me think about that one.
I have it in my
And you
calendar.
can appoint a designee too, so if you're.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
And I have no miscellaneous.
Okay. Any issue with the consent agenda?
No.
Okay, I move to accept the consent agenda as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? No? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
So Denise, I know it was in the e-crier, so tomorrow starts when people can file through next Friday. And do they file with you or the town clerk?
Town clerk.
Are they staying open on the 30th late?
They are supposed to, I believe, stay up until 5.
The last Friday of the date, they do stay open until 5.
Okay,
That's a
and she's
state-
aware of that?
State
and-
statute.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the 30th, they will be there till 5. So I think people asking me.
You're ready to rock and roll again, huh? Good for you.
No, I don't know about that, but I had some people asking me about it, and I think in it, you probably just says, ask Denise for more info. I just want to make sure that I was sending them to the right place and not just sending them to Denise. Which is not where they want to go. They want to go to the town clerk till 5 o'clock on the 30th.
There you go.
On the-
So there's some interested parties, then. Good. Glad to hear that. Good challenges coming up in the future.
Yeah. It's a stretch there.
No old business, new business, volunteer of the year.
That is essentially just to
Reminder.
put
We
a
haven't
fur
done
under
it
your
yet.
blanket.
For,
2025, we haven't done that one yet.
Have we asked for nomination?
Right, yeah.
Should we put that in the crier then? I feel like that's what we
Absolutely.
do. Put it in the crier,
Put it in the crier,
put it on Facebook.
put it on Twitter.
I don't think we have, do we have Twitter?
I don't know.
I do not have a
You put it on
Twitter account.
Insta?
TikTok.
Oh, please make a TikTok. I would like Denise in anything.
You should do a video.
Make it safe.
All right,
Right?
so if you put those out, see if I'm getting nominations, so.
Thank you.
Do we have a non-public? You actually,
I don't.
you don't? Anything? No? No, let's cross those out.
Okay, great.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Thank you. So did Ethan come by in the morning or wait till the?
No, wait till the meeting.
Okay.
I'll put the tax rates in, I'll have the DRA copy. and,
Will not be me signing it
Okay,
then. I don't usually.
I'll give you a
This
break
part.
this time.
Denise needs you in the office, or not in the office, in the.
It means we never turn it on, right, Denise?
It was turned on.
Oh, what excitement we're having.